Good morning, everybody. How are you? Today I am doing a react video to a video that Foodie Beauty posted while I was asleep called Am I Dropping the Charges? So while I was sleeping, Foodie Beauty was still up in wee hours of the morning, and she did a video, not a live stream, but an actual video that she posted talking about the charges that she brought against nadar and the fact that she dropped the charges. This video is about 20 minutes long, and she talks about several things relating to nadar and the charges during the video. There are no comments for the video because she, surprise, surprise, she turned the comments off because she knew what people were going to say with her making this video. Let me go ahead and just pull up the video for you. So there she is. Pardon me, excuse me. I've got a lot of thoughts already on this video, but I'm going to play the video and give my thoughts as we go. But just know right now I am not happy with her at all. And I've got a lot to say on this, so let's get to this video.
Hi. Yes, this is a recorded video, and I think for this particular subject, it will just be easier for me to do a recorded video versus just being distracted by all of your opinions and comments in the Beezing live streams. So,
do you know why she did a recorded video? Because she's a coward. Because she's a coward. All this time, people have been begging her for edited videos for months and months. And she was very happy to stick to her live streams, wasn't she? And now that she's got this subject to talk about, suddenly she's making a video and turning the comments off because she knew the backlash that she was going to get. She knew, and she didn't want to face it. Excuse me, I am so sorry. I just woke up. She knew the backlash that she was going to get, and she didn't want the smoke. She created the fire, but she didn't want the smoke that came with the fire. So she chickened out, and she made this video. The title of this video is, Am I Dropping the Charges? In this video, she discusses that she wrote to certain people and asked them to drop the charges. So she took the coward's way out and she made this video for all the people on her channel. And she also made this video at the wee hours of the morning. She's not tired, she's wired. She's been up all day, up all night, doing perhaps some certain party favors to keep her up. She can't sleep. She claims that she's not smoking the green anymore. She never said that she was not going to do edibles, but doing this video at the wee hours of the morning, I feel, because her smoke and mirrors tactics are not working. Claiming to be away from nadar, and yet we all know she's been seeing him. There's been too much evidence, way too much. Her being happy and chipper for the last couple of days, drawing money out of the ATM. During nadar's live stream, you could hear her breathing, you could hear her making noise, you could hear her eating, her deleting comments out of his live chat, even making a fake sock account named Candy, where somebody called her out for being over there and she got mad, and once she basically told on herself, she deleted that account. I mean, there's so many things. So many things. So she's being outed left and right that she's still seeing nadar. Her smoke and mirrors tactics are not working. So it's basically forcing her hand to make a video like this. Because we all know that she's still seeing him. We all know that she's still talking to him. She turned on his phone and she never turned it back off. The fact that she is getting busted every which way, that's why she's making this video. Because the ruse isn't working. But go ahead, Chantal.
That's why I'm doing this. And it is like 3:30 in the morning, and I cannot sleep. I am currently trying to detox from relying on THC edibles, cannabis edibles, high doses to get to sleep. And I've just been trying to switch over to chamomile tea. And
girl, the reason why you can't sleep is because you're doing too much of the nose powder. But go ahead.
Yeah, so it's not going too well so far. But I also am processing a lot of emotions and trauma from the past 10 months. I'm still realizing that everything I've gone through, and over the subsequent months, maybe even years, I'm sure I'll be processing this for a long time. And this whole past 10 months or so, that I'm going to talk about just some things. I'm in the middle of a legal proceeding where charges were pressed for domestic violence. So I just want to put a trigger warning out there. If you are very sensitive to the subject of domestic violence, then, or any legal problems or any legal battles or things like that, you may not want to watch this video. So I was not told that legally I'm not allowed to talk about what happened, but I was advised it's probably best not to talk about certain things while this case is still going on. Unfortunately, these kinds of domestic violence cases they can drag on forever. So I just wanted to kind of like clear up some of your questions very generally regarding what's happening right now. I don't want to go into detail about what he's done to me. I've talked about that in some streams. I don't think I handled it properly, but I was like out of my mind on drugs most of the time. And just out of my mind. Like I was, when you're going through trauma like that, when you're in it, you just, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do it if I wasn't on something, honestly. Like, if I wasn't able to numb myself. And you guys have just seen how I was in my live stream.
You know, this is the part right here where I get real mad. This is where I get real mad. Chantal, you brought the DV not once, but twice to your channel. You didn't have to, but you did. And you know why you did it. You did it for attention, and you did it for profit. It was bad enough when you did it months and months ago, when you brought it onto your channel for months on end, talking about it, triggering so many people, so many people, so many people. And during all those streams, you monetized those streams, didn't you? You did. And you got membership signups, and you got super chats rolling in, people who've been through it, and they were sympathetic to you because they've been through it, and they know the horror and the pain that they've gone through, and so they connected with you that way. They gave their sympathy. But for you, more importantly, they gave their money and they gave attention. Poor Chantal, she's going through this too. I've been through this. This is horrible. You monetize all of those streams. Not a single stream was demonetized. They all made money for you. You were very happy to make money off of your stories of DV. All of them. And here we are again. Round two. You talking about it. How much money have you made off of this arc coming back? How much money have you made recycling the DV? I would say into the thousands. I would say easily into the thousands. And you were very happy to make that money. You were very happy to exploit the subject of DV and SA for money, for profit. And you're still happy to do it. You don't do streams for free, right? You're not taking part of that money and donating it to any organization where people that have been through DV or SA can be helped. You're not donating part of what you get to a battered women's shelter. No, you're taking that money and you are profiting off of it. Using it for other things, aren't you? Yes, you are. So here you are at 3 o'clock in the morning, wired, not tired, using a much lower voice, a much more serious voice, manipulating your audience by making this serious video, and you don't even have the bravery to turn your comments on. You don't even have the bravery to say this in a live stream. All that time you talked about DV, you did your live streams willingly, knowingly, and eagerly. You were so eager to talk about DV. So eager to talk about it. Make money off of it. Get membership signups because of it. Oh, look at me. Look what I've been through. Pity poor me. Pity me and give me your money. Yeah, that's you. So you're trying to say that you dropped the charges? Or you're trying to drop the charges? Can I just direct everybody's attention to something that I pulled up? Okay. So I looked up the whole DV thing online because I was curious about if charges could be dropped in her area. So DV charges, there are different levels to them. And the things that she has said that Nadar has done to her would be considered very high level offenses. Okay, SA, aggravated SA. Yeah, these are very high level. Okay, because they're very high level, I don't think that even if she tried to get them dropped, that they would be dropped, especially if a person's got a record. I still stand with the fact that I think they were never filed in the first place. She reveals in this particular video that she wrote to somebody asking for them to be dropped. But again, and I'm just putting this out there as the other side of things, how do we know they were actually filed? How do we know where this email actually went? We don't know. I don't think charges were ever filed. Considering that the things that she's accusing Nadar of were very high-level offenses, I don't think they'd ever be dropped. Too serious. But let's get on with the video because I got some more thoughts.
And it's just so hard for me to look at myself like that, actually. I pretty much woke up today with a whole new lease on life, and I am doing a lot better right now. I don't know how this will affect me long term. I do have weekly sessions still set up with my therapist, and I really need them. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to just talk about this with her for like as long as I need to, just to get through the trauma. I'm using that word because I'm still realizing that I've been through something traumatic, and I'm trying to be kind to myself because I didn't handle things probably the best, but really I've never been in this situation before. I've never met anyone like this. I've never it's really hard when you're in it to really recognize what you're going through. Um, and even when you do start seeing signs, it's hard to leave because at that point you're in it. You know, you're invested, and you want to see the best. You want to hold out, hoping that.
I also want to point this out really quickly to everybody. So she's giving a trigger warning for DV on this video. This video is monetized, so she's still making money by talking about this. Still making money.
Things will change, hoping that things will get better. And I truly believe you can really be addicted to a person for all the wrong reasons, like toxic reasons. So, that being said, I know I'm going to get an extreme amount of really bad backlash, but I'm at a point now where I just have to say my truth anyways. So
I want everybody to know something. For those who do not know, I've been through DV. I was involved in more than one DV relationship. One of them lasted for 5 years. And because of that, I experienced SA as well. I find it absolutely nauseating that this woman brought that to her channel and she made it profitable. Not once, but twice. It was bad enough the first round, and she's bringing it back again. And why is she doing it? Because she got so much attention and so much money the first time. Just bringing it back around again. She shouldn't be doing that. It's a mockery for those who've been through DV and SA. It's a pure mockery. Chantal will turn anything into a topic of conversation on her channel, even things that should never be made into a story arc. My heart goes out to anyone who's been through DV and SA. They are things that will alter your life forever. They leave scars, physical scars, mental scars, emotional scars that take a long time to heal or sometimes don't heal at all. My heart goes out to anyone who's been through it and still going through it. If not externally, then internally. I understand because I've been there too. I think it's horrible that because of her content being what it is, she's triggered so many people. And she keeps triggering them. She just won't stop. If Nader has heard Chantal in any way that he should be put in jail, he should most certainly be put in jail. But the fact that she's using it to make money on YouTube, there's no word in the dictionary to describe how evil I think that is. If you've been through it, seeing her do this, use this, for profit, it'll make you almost want to vomit repeatedly. So here she is making a video, even though she was so happy to talk about nadar, talk about DV, talk about her essay. Very happy to talk and live stream after freaking live stream and make that money. Get those membership signups, get the views, Google AdSense money. Very happy to do all that. Numerous live streams, and now we get an edited video because she chickened out. She didn't want to say this in a live stream and get the backlash, and she knows it's coming. She knows that she's getting busted every which way. People are finding out that she's going over to Nadar's still, giving him money still. The smoke and mirrors ain't working no more. Is it, Chantal? You're going over there. You're still talking to him. You turned his phone on. You haven't turned it off. More than likely buying him groceries, paying his rent again. You want to be with Nadar? Go be with Nadar. But you bringing this to your channel, exploiting the pain and suffering of other fucking people for profit? How dare you, madam? How dare you?
How people handle that at this point, I mean, I'm just going to say my truth and whatever. I know there were questions about if I had dropped the charges and everything like that. At the beginning, I wasn't going to because, well, I had gone and made the report, and I think when I had gone to the police.
Stop right there. I'm going to say this again. She says she went to the cops. We have no proof of that. All we know is that she drove up to a building, she parked, she got out, she disappeared for a while. We never saw her walk into a police station. We never saw a building with anything in the front showing it was a police station. All we saw her doing was drive up to a building, park, and leave for a while. We never saw any proof that Nadar got picked up for questioning or arrested. We just heard it through hearsay. So how do we know charges were actually filed? Nadar has a record. Does he not? Yes, he does. So if he's got a record, charges were filed, why would he allow her back at his house knowing that could send him straight to jail? I don't think he's that stupid to let her back in to talk to her, unless no charges were ever filed and there was absolutely no way he could go back to jail. That's why I say I don't think charges were ever filed, because she's been freely going over there, talking to him, bringing him coffee and green. Are you serious? And he let her in the door? Yeah, a lot of things aren't adding up. It's too much. I can't tell you how mad it makes me to see her come up with this story arc, exploiting DV and essay for money yet again, triggering people yet again. It's so unnecessary. She's a YouTuber. There are so many things that she could bring on her channel as topics of conversation, positive topics, where she doesn't have to exploit other people's pain, other people's suffering, using other people's bad experiences and memories to make money. using other people's pain to connect with people and make them feel a certain kind of way to where they feel like, oh yeah, I've been through it too. Let me give you support through super chats. But that's what she does. That's what she does. She'll exploit everything for money. It's not just talking about things, it's exploiting things for money. She has an ED. Rather than deal with it, rather than get therapy, she exploited that for money with all of her feeder content. And then she moved on to the SA and the DV, exploiting that for money. But she's not talking about that stuff on her channel for free. She monetized every single fucking bit of it. And still does. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Monetizing things that have no business being monetized. Monetizing things that severely affect other people as well. Giving the impression that if you have a problem with food, give it a job, put it to work, as opposed to going to therapy, getting treatment, getting it under control to get your life back under control. Sending out a message to anybody else who might be watching, hey, you got a problem with food? Don't get treatment. Give it a job. Get on YouTube, make money with it. Now the message is, if you're someone and if you've had a DV experience, an SA experience, get on YouTube, talk about it, make money. No, incorrect. Incorrect.
I go from thinking that like this whole relationship, because of how it's online and how this whole thing has been back and forth and silly, and we've made fun of each other, we've made jokes online, there's parodies, the reaction channels, everything has made this whole case seem like a joke and seem like completely not credible. So I was at that time like motivated to report everything. I don't know what my motivation was to go to the police.
Wait a second. Are you trying to blame the reaction channels, Chantal? Madam, all we do is we give our opinions and our feelings based on what we see and what we hear from you. We react to the content that you yourself provide. And as I said, that could be anything. You could bring anything to your channel. You choose what you put on your channel. You choose what we see and hear. You choose what we react to. SA and DV are not a joke. They're not a joke. You brought this stuff to your channel. We just give our opinions and feelings based on what we see and what we hear. That's it. You chose to bring this here. You chose to make this part of your story. You called it your story. This is the Chantal Show. This is part of your ongoing story. So since it is part of your story and you talk about it frequently on every freaking live stream, what else is there to talk about? You're not bringing any other topics so that we can maybe have a choice to not talk about it. You're not talking about the DV and SA and other things, and if we wanted to, we can skip past the DV and SA and go to the other things. No. As far as your channel and the variety, there's not much to talk about. You stick to one thing and then you'll just run it into the ground. So, are you blaming us for what you chose to put on your channel and make into a topic of conversation? We're just here to react to you. And we're the ones calling out the inconsistencies to your story. Pointing out the fact that the last 2 days you've been very chipper and you drew out a bunch of money from the ATM. And then you bought something at the store you couldn't even discuss for some reason. And you stopped talking about nadar after raging about him for days. And usually when you stop talking about nadar, that means you're seeing him, you're talking about him. You go through cycles like that. When you're not mad at him, you won't talk about him, you're much calmer, you're much more happy. And then the moment he does something to tick you off, suddenly you're raging about him and you won't shut up. This has been your cycle for over a year. A year. And you're a known liar. So of course we have to look for the truth, because we're not going to hear it coming out of your mouth. You're not known for telling the truth. You're known for lying. So we're just trying to sift through all of the false information looking for the truth, because that's what the people want. They want to hear the truth. And unfortunately, they're not going to hear it from you. They have to go the reaction channels trying to find segments of the truth. Isn't that sad? That people that come to your channel can't rely on you for the truth because you lied just that much.
Station that day, I think it was a mixture of things. It was like a perfect storm of things. It wasn't just one incident. It wasn't just me just being pissed off at him in that moment. It was an accumulation of going through just like emotional torment with like Dee Dee being there, and just like the whole situation of everything. And I just felt like with him like making fun of me so bad online with my underwear and everything, it was just like I was just being pushed and pushed and pushed. And like I know I talked a lot about him too online. I did say some very
Chantal, even before you went allegedly to the police station, Hugh did a live stream over at Nadar's called Meat Pies and Laws. In that live stream, you were sitting in Nadar's bedroom. You had your lingerie on with a sheet wrapped around the lingerie, and somebody asked you a good question. They asked you the question of, have you ever thought about Nadar maybe finding somebody else? If he ever found another sugar mama and wanted to leave you, have you ever thought about it? You said, I think about it every day. And then you looked directly at the camera and you said, I've got a plan. And you smiled. And then you leaned in closer to the camera and you said, I'm not as stupid as you guys think. And then you leaned back and you smoked on your cigarette and said, trust. Aries, look it up. I feel that by you saying that, you already had a plan in place. That you were going to do something if he ever tried to leave you. This is my opinion. I feel that at that time, you had it in your mind that if he ever tried to leave, that you were going to punish him using the legal system. Use the fact that he's on probation against him. You were going to play that card. And here we are. You got mad at him because Dee Dee was over at his house for over a month. It was driving you insane. You wanted her gone. You wanted to hurt him. And so you played that card. You played it. Or at least you made it seem like you did. Because again, we don't know if you actually filed charges. We don't know. We'll never know. All we've got is your word, and your word is really not worth much of anything. But that's why you did it. You were being vindictive, and you wanted to hurt him. You want to make him afraid. You know he's afraid of going back to jail. You wanted to strike some fear into Nadar. The possibility of going back to jail. That's why you did it. Not because you were afraid of him, because you wanted to be vindictive. And you couldn't force Dee Dee to go home. So you wanted to strike out at him. That was the motivation.
Personal things, but again, those are all things that were true and that did happen to me. And now that I look back on it, I've always been torn, like, with a moral dilemma of like when I first met him, I probably shouldn't have come online and like been so personal about everything, like with drug use and sex and everything, because like you don't, like you don't know how someone's going to handle that. But I never expected to him to be doxxed and for anyone to find out his identity. So for me, it was just supposed to be a Tinder hookup and not, do you know what I mean? But I had already said things and people found out about him, and it just, and then the abuse just kept happening and happening, and like this cycle of abuse.
So she's saying that she was seeing Natter and certain things were going on. Then what did she do, y'all? She gave this man a platform. She helped him set up a YouTube channel. She gave him a platform where she knew he would be exposed to other women. Other women would be talking to him. So this person that she alleges as dangerous and a risk to other women, she willingly, knowingly, and eagerly gave him a platform. So all these things are supposedly happening with Chantal, but yet she platformed this person. And not only did she give him a platform, she was going over to his house, helping him film, helping him edit, buying him groceries. She was participating knowingly, eagerly, and willingly in platforming this allegedly dangerous, risky person. This person who was hurting her. Yeah, she did that. She did that. And she's still doing it. Because his latest thumbnail, she made that for his video. You could tell she made that. Her handiwork. She says, oh, that wasn't my style. Well, you can change the style of the lettering so it doesn't look like you. We know it was you, Chantal. We know it was you. And we know you're still talking to him because you turned on the phone and you never turned it off. And even if you did, there's all kinds of ways to talk to people these days. Hello, technology. There's all kinds of messenger services that you can use. You've been trying to hide that you're still seeing Natter. You're still talking to Natter. All kinds of ways. And you like to do that. You like to hide things. So you don't get caught. But you're getting caught. And that's why you're making this video. Because too many things aren't adding up. Too many things are being found out. And you can't hide it much longer. You know that. You know that.
It was over and over, and it's just a mess. So with this cycle, speaking of which, because it will help you understand a bit why I didn't leave, or why I kept going back, or why I retracted the charges, which I'm getting to. I know you're waiting. Why would I keep going back? I loved it. I thought I loved him. There's something called trauma bonding I'm looking more into. I don't really understand it fully, but people keep throwing that at me, and like from what I see, it makes a little bit of sense why you would keep being in this vicious cycle. Again, this is so new to me.
Yeah, let's talk about that trauma bonding thing for a minute. I'm glad she brought that up. I'm really glad. The trauma bonding. So she used the trauma bonding to connect with her audience, bringing up the DV and SA. She used the trauma bonding for profit. Here, let me talk about this on my channel at length over and over for weeks and make money by bonding with my audience in that way, connecting with them in that way. Because all those live streams she did were never for free. They were all monetized. She got membership signups. She got super chats. Yes, she did. Using that to connect with her audience and manipulate her audience. Disgusting.
Ugh, I don't know. I was just always drained, like just emotionally drained all the time. You guys like could just see how I was. But like I said, like from the very beginning, the second night when I met him, like he had me like hooked. He slowly got me hooked on him. Like I became more and more into him, liked him as a person. You know, I didn't see this side of him. Like I saw some red flags, but as a person who's just always wanted validation and attention from people, I think I was like liking the attention and stuff like that, you know. So I actually like really believed his.
You guys want my feeling on the whole quote unquote relationship between Nader and Chantal? I'll sum it up in a very simple way. Two predators who wanted to prey on each other and didn't realize each other was a predator. Okay? They're both awful people. But Chantal looked at Nader and thought he was prey. She saw him as somebody who didn't have a whole lot of money, and she thought she can control him with her money and make him fall in love with her. Nader looked at Chantal as prey and thought she's an overweight woman. She's thirsty and hungry for love and affection and attention, and all I got to do is give it to her, and I'll make a lot of money that way and get my bills paid. And they both found out the hard way that each other wasn't as weak as what they originally thought. And so all this drama has happened as a result. They both thought they were smarter than the other, more cunning and crafty than the other, and they found out, hey, this person isn't as weak as I thought they were. And they butted heads, and all this stuff has happened as a result.
His lies, which were plentiful. Actually, I don't even know if there's like any truth in there at all, really. Me talking about this in general will really piss him off. But I'm trying to be respectful in the sense of respecting the case, not just talking shit. I'm actually just wanting to clear some things up. So the intention of this video is not like malicious or anything. It's just to tell my story, basically. But he won't understand that because he doesn't even admit to anything. So yeah, which makes everything a lot harder on me. And given how I've retracted things so many times, and you know, it's not good for me either. It doesn't look good on me either. So
you know, I'm not sure what she expects Nader to do. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that charges actually got filed, or even didn't get filed. What is she expecting him to do? To get on a live stream and admit to SA and DV? That could send him directly to jail either way, whether charges got filed or not filed. That could send him directly to jail. You getting on a live stream and saying openly, yes, I did this, this, and this to this person. Is she actually expecting him to do that? Because he never will. And aside from the DV and SA, what if he got on a live stream and said, yes, I was in a relationship with Chantal and these things happened? She's wanting closure, but even if he admitted to certain things, there still wouldn't be closure, because she would look at that as, oh, he really cares about me and he wants to be with me. She's never going to approach this from an angle of, I've got my closure and I'm closing the book. She doesn't want the book closed. She wants it to remain open because she wants that hope of one day she'll be with Nader. End of story.
anyways, so on February 27th, I sent an email. I had sent a couple emails to the detective with proof. Not proof, but like, sorry, not proof, because you guys were all not there, so there's not really proof, but with just some information that I was supposed to get to him. And then I sent another email on February 27th. I I did send the email. I will insert the screenshot here.
Okay. So this email says, "Hi, upon further thought, I would like to retract my statement. I mean, those things did happen, but I find the possibility of a legal battle very overwhelming, especially since I don't think my mental health can handle this. I also have no proof, my word against his, and again, my mental health dealing with him in a battle cannot handle this. There is also the fact, and I hate so much to admit this, that I'm still in love with him, even though he did all those horrible things I'm accusing him of. I care about him and I don't want to press charges on him." So this is her email. This really doesn't look like an official email, but she says she sent this on the 27th. That was days ago, like a week ago. A week ago that she requested the charges to get dropped. A week ago. So she knew what she was going to do, and she did it. And she's been hiding this for a week. So even after she dropped the charges or tried to, she continued to make money off of this, can still continue to get membership signups, super chats, all that stuff. Hid it for over a week. Yeah, she did. Hiding this for over a week. That doesn't even look like an official email anyway, but I'll go ahead with this.
I freaked out and was in a time where that was, I don't remember if I had sent that email before or after going over there. That one time I told you I went over there. And when I was there, things were like, we were talking as if like, it was so weird because like she was upstairs.
And again, I'm calling BS on that, because even if you send an email to have charges dropped, if in fact they were filed in the first place, it doesn't mean that very minute that you send the email or the message that they're dropped, which means her going over there would be in violation of those charges. He still could have gone to jail. Like I said, I don't think Nader is that stupid. If there might be charges filed against him where he can go directly to jail, if there's any possibility that he could go to jail because of her being around him, he would not let her in. That's why I'm calling BS on the whole thing.
There's working, and so you have this other woman he's taking advantage of and using upstairs, and then you have me downstairs, like coming and bringing him stuff.
Notice the language. This other woman he's taking advantage of. Dee Dee was there under her own free will. She was not being held hostage. She was there because she wanted to be there and because Nader wanted her there. So be careful of your language, Chantal. Trying to paint Dee Dee as some kind of victim. She never was. She was there because she wanted to be there. She was there for over a month.
And like, it seemed like we're just gonna like get back together or like make up or somehow try to make things work. So the first step, of course, in any situation like that, and this is apparently very common. I've been doing a lot of research on the situation, what it looks like for domestic violence cases, and it's very, very complicated, and it's not. It's just it can be so messy. So that's another thing that's just like killing me. Like literally my anxiety is just so like this whole thing is just I think it's aged me like 20 years. And Anyway, so I asked to retract the statement, and I mean, my claims. And as you see, I do say um, they did happen, but I just don't think I want to go through with any legal proceedings. Like, I don't just feel well enough. Like, I don't feel like I can handle that shit right now. And especially with someone like him, because he's just very conniving and calculating and just smart. And I'm just really,
You know, in a situation like this, with charges as severe as Chantal is claiming against Nader, even if she wants to back out and if she's saying, I'm not well enough, I can't follow through, the legal system takes over. In regards to her saying, oh, he's too conniving, he's too smart, what she might be talking about is the fact that perhaps she has no proof of these things that have happened to her, and he might have plenty of proof that they didn't happen. And that's what she's afraid of.
so I just feel like I'm just scared. I don't know what's going to happen. After this video, I'm not going to talk about it for a while. For me to at least keep some of my sanity, I think it's better that I just um, no contact whatsoever. That includes me not watching anything remotely related to him on YouTube. I might see it pop up once in a while, but that's okay. I mean, whatever. I'm going to have to deal with that. Um,
Chantal, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I don't think anybody else is going to believe you either. Because you were over there just yesterday. Just yesterday. And you were all up in his chat. And you confessed that you went to go see him. And you've also confessed your words out of your mouth. You are addicted to this man. And you've got several addictions going on. And you've not gotten treatment for any one of them. You've got an addiction for attention. That's your number one addiction. You've got a problem with substances. You got a problem with food. And now you have an addiction for this man. You haven't even begun therapy or treatment for any of your addictions. And do you know what happens when you don't receive treatment for addictions? When you don't talk to anybody to get them worked out, they continue. They continue. You saying that, oh, I'm not going to watch Natter, I'm not going to talk about it. Do you think it's going to make any of those problems go away? No. No, they're going to continue. You may be a little bit more slick from here on out and try not to get caught, although knowing you're going to get caught anyway. But until you get treatment for any and all of your addictions, they're going to continue. They're going to continue, and they're probably going to get worse. So, sorry, I don't believe that you're going to stay away from Natter. I don't believe that you're going to stop talking to Natter. You're not mentioning that you're going to cut off the phone, so you can't talk to him that way. And even if you did cut off the phone, there's still the messenger services that you can use to do it on the sly. You're not done with him. You're not done. You're not done.
I wanted to get back together with him. There was like a time where I was like, am I going to go? We're ever going to get back together? And the thing is like, as you can see here, I got this information from a lawyer website here in Ontario. As you can see,
here we go. And I'm going to read this for y'all. On the other hand, if that same person were charged with DV or SA, or if he had a significant prior record, the situation would change drastically. He would almost certainly face interrogation at the time of his arrest. Unless there are major difficulties with the case, the prosecution would never agree to drop the DV charges. And if he were found guilty, jail would all but be guaranteed, including a host of other negative consequences for a DV or SA offense. So her just trying to do this just kidding thing with the case or just joking would never work. Even if she said to someone who's a police officer. Just kidding. Don't mean it. Sorry. They're going to follow through with it if she filed the charges in the first place. If she filed the charges, even if she doesn't want to go through with it, it's out of her hands. It's out of her hands. Once you go to the legal system, that's it. In a situation like this, that's it. There's no dropping the case. But he let her back into his house, allegedly. Why would he do that? Why would Nader do that, knowing that could send him back to jail? I don't think he would.
It's very complicated. It's not as easy as that, and it's not in my hands anymore. Like, the detective told me that it's up to the Crown now what they want to do, but they will let the Crown know that I wanted to drop the charges. I changed my mind a lot on that. Like, right now, I don't really want to drop the charges because
I'm just going to say what I'm feeling right now, and I want everybody to know that I'm being very clear about this. I'm on the side of anyone who's been through SA or DV. As I said, it's when you go through it, it's like living in a horror movie or a nightmare that you can't wake up from. It is living in fear every day, being afraid of the person that you love every day, feeling like your skin is being ripped off your frame every day, emotionally, mentally. If you have an abuser in your life, the hurt that they give you just keeps stacking up, and you can't get away from it. So anybody who's gone through DV and SA, my heart goes out to you. Anybody who's gotten out of it, you are survivors, you are warriors. You have a purpose here on this earth. You survived it, and even though you've got the memories and the scars to prove it, you're here and you're worth something. You're strong. You're very strong. And I praise you for that strength, because it's hard to find. And it's hard to act on. But once you find it and you get away from it, life is beautiful. Life is a beautiful thing. It becomes beautiful again. But my honest feeling about Chantal, this whole DV SA angle that she's brought to her channel, and now that she's bringing in this legal arc to go with it, my honest thoughts here, I feel that in order to back up this arc, she did a lot of research about the legal system, how it works, just so she knows what to say and what lies to tell without getting caught. That's just my feeling.
I go through phases where I feel like I'm owed my right, and then I also feel like, but then I also feel guilty and like it's my fault. And I keep thinking it's all my fault. It's all my fault. Because that's how he made me feel for like the 10 months. Every single time he would do something, it was always my fault. Anything abusive, it was always my fault. Like that I made him, that he got that way, that I hurt him, so he had to hurt me. So it's just like, you know, so it's not in my hands, and it depends. And the reason is because it really depends on a lot of factors. So like, it depends if if the person has a prior criminal case, a prior case of domestic violence, and we know that that is the case. They usually won't drop it if there's any prior. So they are going to investigate it more than likely. And I feel good in my decision to report it. Actually, I'm glad I did it in the end, because I think it was the right thing to do. Sometimes we get in fights with somebody we're sleeping with, or somebody we're with or hanging out with. Even little things, like even some things, like somebody like threatening you with a remote control, that's violent, that's abusive. you know, like things that we don't realize that are, they are. And you don't realize how it affects you. Like, um, even if you try to push these things in the back of your mind, like they haunt me every day. I have way worse anxiety. My anxiety's just been through the roof. My mental health has been declining. Um, my health in general has just been declining. So I want to try to not focus on it on YouTube. I really, really, really will need your guys' support and help in this, and you guys have been, and I appreciate it. I just really need um, to not talk about it right now on my channel. Like, but I needed to let you know what's going on so far. But I don't want to. I'm not going to share like like what beyond what.
So you want people's support, but you also want their money. You monetize the stream. You didn't do this for free. You didn't do this for free. Tell the truth, Chantal. You want their money. Support you can get for free. You can talk to people and get emotional support for free. You did this for money. This is the monetized video. So don't talk to me about just wanting support. You want much more than that. You want financial compensation for this story that you're telling people and for exploiting DV and SA. That's what you want. You want financial compensation for bringing this on your channel and trauma bonding with your audience.
I already did like full details about everything that happened. I'm not going to do that right now. He denies everything. Like I said, you guys already know. He pretty much even acts like I was zero for like the whole 10 months. Like I was nothing, but like that's laughable because like I'm not nothing. Like all of my stuff is there. So how am I nothing? But I'm.
Can I just point something out? She's talking about all this and she's smiling. She's smiling. Look at her, smiling. You're talking about DV and SA and you're smiling. I have yet to meet someone who's been through DV and SA. And while they talked about it, they were smiling. You don't smile talking about these subjects, Chantal. You just don't. This is not something that's funny or amusing. It's not funny. DV and SA are horrible when you go through them. For real. She's smirking. Disgusting.
I was clearly there for 10 months. So it's not, you can't just pretend like I didn't exist for 10 months. That's not going to work. But anyway, okay. So yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. And yes, I did ask for that to be retracted. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I haven't gone back and asked for him to be charged again because that's just, I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. Like, leave it. I almost want to keep the charges dropped. Like, I almost don't want to go in a battle with this. I honestly, guys, don't know how I'm going to handle it. Like, I just can't.
You know, I don't think she's scared about facing Nader in court. I think what she's terrified of is getting on the witness stand and facing the prosecution because there's a boatload of evidence against her. And because she's a liar and she's not a good liar and she's going to get cut to pieces in a court of law. That's what she's terrified of, not Nader. She's not terrified of Nader. She's tired of her lies and the amount of lies and trying to remember them all and what she said and where and at what time and what video will come into court that will be worked against her if the charges ever got filed in the first place.
And then there's also like, I'm afraid of like what will happen to me. Like, I'm afraid he'll do something to me if.
Oh, no. You're not afraid of Nader. You're afraid of the legal system coming after you. Let's tell the truth. You're not afraid of Natter. I don't think Natter is that stupid that he would do anything physically to you. You know, you were over there saying, oh, I need bear spray and I need security cameras. But then you went back over to his house yesterday. So how scared were you of Natter to do that, Chantal? How scared were you? I'm sorry. If you've been through DV and SA and you're living in fear, you don't go take a visit to the person who you're afraid of. You stay away from them. And you went back over there 2 days ago. You're scared of him. Fuck out of here.
If I do go through with this whole court battle, like, I just want to be done away with him. I don't want to think about him anymore. And because of this, now I have to. So that's another reason that I just wanted to drop the charges. But at the same time, then he gets away scot-free. Could happen to someone else. And I just get no justice.
She's not afraid of him doing anything to anybody else. What she's scared of is him being with somebody else. We've all seen her obsession with Dee Dee and her losing her mind because Dee Dee was with Natter. And now that Dee Dee's gone home, she's much calmer now, isn't she? That's all she wanted. She wanted Dee Dee out of the picture so she had free access to Natter. This whole thing has never been about protecting other women from being hurt by Natter. It's been all about, if I can't have him, then nobody will. She's obsessed with Natter. She said it herself. She's addicted to him. And when you have an addiction to something, you want it always near you. You don't want somebody else to have it or have access to it. You want to keep it for yourself. It's all about just keeping her addiction going, period.
This at all, you know. I don't feel like I deserve justice. I don't feel like I deserve any help. I don't feel like I deserve. I feel like I'm being judged by everybody, even the.
If Natter did things to you, criminal things, for that you deserve justice. As far as your issues, you're saying you don't deserve help, you need help, and you should seek help. Everybody's been telling you that for months. Get help for your issues. Go to therapy. Take care of yourself. Thousands of people have said these things to you over and over, and you keep promising to seek help. You keep promising to go to therapy, but you never go. Because you know in therapy, you're not going to be able to live stream. You're not going to be able to tell a story and get super chats and membership signups. All you're going to do is be in a room with somebody that's going to listen to you and tell you things that you need to hear. They're going to give you the hard truth, and you're not ready for that yet. You don't want to hear it. You want to carry on the way you've been carrying on, and you want to be financially compensated for the things you say. You want to put everything you say behind a paywall. You don't want to pay someone to help you. You want to use your own chat room, your own YouTube page as your therapy session. You've been doing that for months. How has that worked out for you? It hasn't. Because in all the time that you've been on YouTube talking about everything, you've not gotten any better, and you're not going to get any better. As a matter of fact, you've gotten worse. The past year and a half has been hell for all of us that have been watching you and reacting to you, because you've been getting worse. All the things you said, all the advice that people have tried to offer up to you, none of it has helped you. And you want to know why? Because until you reach that point, Chantal, where you, madam, you yourself are sick and tired of being sick and tired, until you reach that point where you want to change, when you are willing to change and you're ready for change, change can't happen. Until you reach that point, any words of wisdom, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. And I'm looking at you. I've been listening to you for months. You haven't reached that point yet. You're not ready. And I don't think you want to be ready. You're too complacent in your laziness and you're too defiant. You don't want to hear anything that anybody has to say that would help you change your life for the better. And your life could be better easily if you just made some good life choices and stop making the bad choices over and over. But your bad choices are far too profitable. You trauma dumping on people is far too profitable. You trauma bonding with your audience is far too profitable. And you are consumed with greed, madam. And that need for greed is what's ruining your life. But worse, it's also affecting anybody who watches you.
Police, even though I know it's probably just in my head, my insecurities, but that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm just being laughed at everywhere, and I know I am. But
Can I just correct you on that? You say that people are laughing at you. As a reactor, as a person, can I just say this to you? The things you're talking about on your channel these days are not funny. Nobody's laughing. Everybody hates what you brought to your channel, hates it. You getting effed up on camera on chemicals, driving high, hate it. Absolutely hate it. If you're someone that you've been through DV and SA for real, hate that too. Hate the fact that you keep exploiting that for money, for profit. You did it once and you're bringing it back. You brought it back. Hate that. Hate it. It's content that's hard to react to, because even as a reactor, as a person, I know that by talking about this, I'm potentially opening up old wounds in other people. But there's nothing else in your content to talk about to avoid talking about that. So can you please do us all a favor and shut the fuck up about it? Shut up. Stop bringing it to your channel the way that you're bringing it. You're not even making it educational. You're doing it to exploit the pain of other people. You're exploiting other people's pain, other people's bad memories, other people's bad experiences. Please stop. Please stop. This has gone on long enough. Find something else to talk about on your channel. Bring us some positive topics, things that inspire people, things that make people happy. This content of yours, it's really, really dark, and it's hurting other people. I know you don't care about that because you've got the mindset of, if it doesn't hurt me, then I don't care. But for once in your life, care about other fucking people and how you affect them. Care about other people's scars and trauma. Care at least enough not to bring up those bad memories, bring up those bad experiences. Can you do that? Please do that.
it's been hard. So, I guess that's it. I just wanted to let you know that. I'm just, like I said, slowly realizing things about the relationship, that like things like whenever he would be so upset about like certain things like Pete's, or if I was talking to somebody, or just whenever he would get really like upset about stuff or aggressive, sometimes I would think, oh, he's doing it because he loves me so much.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. And I know this is kind of a side issue. My feeling also on this, my opinion, I feel that the problems that Nader and Pete's have with each other have everything to do with her. Chantal, she likes to be the center of attention. I feel that she went to Nader and she kept going to Nader talking mad trash about Pete's, and that's why Nader has always had a problem with Pete's, and she did the same thing to Pete, talking mad trash to Pete about nadar. And because of that, both of those men have a problem with each other. And she loved it because she likes to see men fighting over her. So all the problems that Pete and nadar have with each other, I'm dimes to donuts, I bet it's because of her talking trash about each other to each other. Because why else would they have a problem with each other? They don't live in the same house. They don't talk. The only thing they have in common is Chantal. And she likes to run her mouth and talk trash. She wanted to be the center of attention between those two men. She wanted them fighting over her. She liked them hating each other. So because of that, those two have a problem with each other. And they need to figure that out.
And it's just like, actually, it's just like him wanting to control me. And yeah, so.
And you wanted to control him. You want to control him using your money. You thought that money was all you needed. That if you just threw enough money at him, he'd stick around forever. And then he started hanging out with Dee Dee. Hanging out with her for free because he liked her. And that drove you mad. The fact that not only was he in another woman's company, she was there for free. She didn't have to pay an entry fee into Club nadar like you did. That really got you angry. Really got you steaming. She's over there for free and I have to pay. So she hung out there for a month. And that really got under your skin. So you got back at him and here we are. That's all it is. You being vindictive because you're not getting your way.
Anyway, that's about it for now. Again, beyond this video, that's the last I'm going to say right now. I think I should be allowed to talk about things, but I have to be careful just for now too. So, I appreciate.
You know, Chantal, you can talk about whatever you want on your channel. And here you are saying you should be careful. You're saying you got to be careful because of the potential legal case. But what about being careful just because you are on YouTube, madam, and you have a large channel? Maybe you should have more discretion from here on out and be more careful just out of decency for some of the people in your audience that might be affected by the things that you say. You're all concerned about the legal case when what you should be concerned about is how you affect other people that hear the things that you talk about on your channel. Where's the concern for that? Where's the concern for the thousands of people that come to your channel and listen to you? See, you're thinking all about yourself when you should be thinking about other people. Selfish.
Appreciate you listening to my story, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi.
So that was the 20-minute video. So she is trying to get the charges dropped. Again, I honestly feel there were no charges filed in the first place, and I will die on the hill with that. I think she made this video because she was getting called out every which way for hanging out with nadar. She's getting busted all over the place for hanging out with nadar. There's just too many clues laying around everywhere. The smoke and mirrors are not working any longer, and she knew she had to do something. She knew she had to do something. And so here we are. I find it appalling that she's brought back the DV essay angle onto her channel. She made it profitable. She was very happy and eager to receive money from people in super chats and membership signups. She dropped the charges over a week ago, allegedly. And it took her over a week to come forward with this. Over a week. And in the meantime, she was getting all kinds of money during that week. All kinds of money. She was very happy to keep her mouth shut and get the funds. Took her a week to confess. Disgusting. Disgusting. For anybody who's ever gone through DV and SA, watching this video, or has watched Chantal's videos, I would like to say this. If you've been through it and this stuff has been triggering for you, I am so sorry. If anything has reminded you or continues to remind you of that horrible time in your life, or if you're still going through it, the horrible time you're still going through, I know it's hard. I know it's very, very hard. DV and SA are things that they leave scars on your mind, on your spirit, on your emotions. They leave scars. Unfortunately, this is part of Chantal's content. I wish it were not part of her content. I wish she talked about anything else non-triggering. I wish this were not a subject that she brought up long ago and she's brought back. And I would like to end this video by sending love and prayers and healing to anybody who's gone through it, that is still going through it. I want you to know, as someone that I've been through it, you are strong, you are a warrior. I wish you healing, I wish you light, and I hope that if you're still in that situation, that you find a way out, and know that you can find a way out. There are people and there are resources that can help you if you just reach out and ask for help. And don't be afraid or ashamed to ask for help. Don't be afraid. There is a way out. And for those that are already out, continue with your healing. Find ways to heal. And know that you are important to this world. You are strong. You are a warrior. Go forward, because life is beautiful and it is worth living. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to post this. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.